Okay, drawing one, just doing a pyramid. This is a square bottom pyramid versus a triangular bottom pyramid. But we have an apex here, we have a base, and we have a sloping side. We're just going to make a pattern of all four sides. This is the radial line development. I've started with some layout over here, just taking these numbers and transferring them over. So let's have a look. So the baseline we're going to keep pretty tight down below. Just going to go 10 millimeters up for this baseline and 10 millimeters over for the edge here. So we have lots of area for the pattern. We're 120 up and we're 100 on the 45. So the reason we drew it on the 45 is so we can get a true length on the sloping side. If we were to draw this square this way, we would have a false true length. Well, we'd have a true length on this side, but we want to come all the way down to the point. So you'll see this when we get to the pattern. So there's the start there. We did not need to do the full views. Half view would have been fine. We don't even need the top view, to tell you the truth. As long as we knew what the dimension was, we would have been good to go. But to figure out the distance down below, I guess we would have had to have drawn at least a quarter of this up here. So 1/4 of this, half of this would get you going here on that. Otherwise, you'd have to do a bit of Pythagoras or something in here on the 45. Well, actually, you'd probably have to do trigonometry for that, just because of the angle. So you only have the one side, so that wouldn't work either. So anyway, quarter view will work for that. So we're going to go halfway in the middle of our page here. So about 36. So we're about 18 over, 17, 18 over. We're going to draw a line up. We could have the pattern come up right off of this side here, but it's going to end up hitting and then it probably is not going to make it on top. So when you have smaller paper, sometimes you need to redraw over on the side or in the middle on the side, and otherwise if you had bigger paper, you don't have the worry of running out of room. So for this one here, we're just going to take our compass dividers, set it to the length here. We'll leave a little bit of a distance down below. We'll probably come up 30 mil or so from the baseline, just making sure we have lots of room. I might even go down further. I'm going to go all the way down to the baseline. It gives us a little extra room coming up, a little extra room over there. So we got lots of room here for this one. So this is right off the baseline. So let's make an arc. That should be enough. And turn this around and mark where it started from. So that's good. We got a center line here. We're going to set this to the 100. And we're basically just going to walk this off. So from the center here, we're just going to be doing a chord distance and then another chord distance. We'll draw some straight lines in there after. This is basically calculating our stretch out on the bottom. Okay. So these are just a chord. Simple as that. And this is going to get us into the cones coming up next for drawing 2. Connect from the apex down to the point on each side. So those would be the corners. we go. That's almost done. We'll identify that. But this distance here is this distance. Our length up this side here will be the length up these sides here. So that's where we took this distance here, which is this distance here. So we got this distance, this distance. So we really didn't need to do the center here because this worked better for stepping out this way. Okay, so let's identify this. We'll use these sheets here, the grading guide. So name, date, project name. This would be our center line. We'll just draw off to the one side. Just put your name on here. Today's date. Project name. We'll just call this one the pyramid. And it's drawing 1. And we did a full pattern for this. We got our center lines. These are really, I guess, quarters all the way over, so we can put some quarter marks on here. Go ahead and put quarter marks. Forming direction. Put some bend lines on here as well. These will be 90 down below, so when he checks it for 90, so we'll just bend these. Bend these 90. Shear lines. So we'll be able to shear all this off when we lay this out on a plate. So you are just making a template to create the pattern. You might make 10 of these, so it's nice to have a template that is good, and you'll be able to reproduce as many as you like. The lines are singular, they're straight. I don't have different colors. I'm just using the one HB pencil for this one. And then to the grading guide, if you were to mark your own, you can print the full-size sheet here. You can stick this up to the window, see if this matches through, and any little bit that it's out, you can kind of just mark yours with this here. So there is just a bit of a grading guide to try to give yourself a little bit of a grade for these ones. Okay, so that's all that is. Drawing 1.